Okay, y'all. I'm outside walking. I had to force myself to lace up my tennis shoes and get out the door because today was a challenging day. It wasn't a terrible day or anything like that. It was just really challenging at work. It was a lot. Had a lot of work. It was really busy. Had a lot going on. So I just really felt exhausted. I was trying to keep up. I mean, I got some things completed, but yeah. But then at the end of the day, I can say it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I happened to get up and take a short walk on my break, and I ran into one of my neighbors, and we got to talking, and she just got to telling me, that she was, off from work for a little while because she was just mentally stressed. She's just mentally stressed. And she talked about the fact that her boss, has these high expectations, and that they had lost several people in the department. And so now they're being forced to do more with less. And she says she's just at her capacity. And she says, she got to focus on being a good mom and a good wife. And she just says that she was just at her breaking point. And yeah. So I was like, I listened. I could tell she really needed a listening ear. But that just let me know that, it could be worse. It could be worse. We always think that what we're going through is hard, but somebody else has something else going on that's even harder. So it could definitely be worse. And she just talked about the fact that how her boss really is a micromanager, and she basically told her that she was the weakest link in the department. I'm not laughing at that, but I think I'm laughing at the point that someone would have the audacity to even say that to someone. And she said she didn't come straight out and say that, but she was basically saying, you're the weakest link on the team. And so the young lady said she told her boss, well, this person that does the same job I do, he's been here 16 years and I've only been here almost a year. And she said her boss responded and was like, well, you need to just be writing down some tips, and you need to up your game. You need to amp up your game. And as she was telling me this stuff, I was saying to myself, my Lord, we always think that we have it bad, and I just started thanking God on the inside, that I don't have to deal with a boss like that, because that's a bit much. I now understand exactly why she's taken off from the job. That would make anyone sick mentally if you have to hear that type of stuff every day, day in, day out. And then she talked about the fact that, if she goes to the restroom or she eats a lunch, it's a situation where she's having to continue, she's just having to be mindful of how long it takes. She says because she'll receive a phone call like, where are you? She says they're in this chat room, and you have to be accounted for. If someone haven't heard from you or seen you within so many minutes, they start calling looking for you. And I'm like, is this real? And she was like, yeah. So, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse. Yeah, so like I said, I was having this little challenging day today, and I made it through. And like I said, I'm out here walking, trying to relieve some of this stress that I was feeling, but it could be worse. So we need to start looking at our lives and understand that it's not as bad as we think it is. And I know you're probably saying, but D, you don't know my story. And I don't. And I'm not trying to minimize what you're going through or anything like that. But just know someone else has it worse than you. Someone else has it worse than you. And we just got to push ourselves through and just make it happen. I know it can be rough. It can be rough and very trying at times, but you got this. You got this. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your kids. Don't give up on your job. Don't just get up and walk out because you're feeling some type of way. Hang on in there. Just hang on in there. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. So you just don't know what people be dealing with. We can look at people on the outside, but we don't know what they are dealing with internally. A lot of people don't show their feelings on the outside. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't scream. A lot of people don't cry. A lot of people don't complain. But that internal thing is really troublesome for those individuals. So be mindful of what you say to people and how you talk to people, because we just don't know what folk are going through. The one thing you say could be that one thing to trigger someone and they just explode. That's why I tell people all the time, be careful how you talk to people. Be careful about your tone. Always trying to be so big and so bad. You don't know what people are experiencing, and you walking up on people or saying something real flip out the mouth. Just be mindful of your conversation. Be mindful of your tone. It could be worse. It could be worse. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to keep on walking. I'm going to try to do another, at least my goal is to walk 30 minutes today. I walked earlier, but I want to make sure I get my steps in, all my steps in today. So it's really pretty outside. I'm going to go back home and take me a shower, and I think I'm going to get in my bed. I'm going to get in my bed by 8, no later than 9 o'clock. I will not be up checking emails, YouTubing, out there looking at different websites. I'm not doing any of that today. No, I am feeling a little drained, so I need to lay my body down, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go lay my body down. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day and making provisions to have a better day than the day before. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.